What if you could stop saving for retirement today and still retire with millions of dollars? That's the magic of something called Coast Fire. It basically means you have enough invested today that your money will grow to be enough by retirement age, even if you never put another dollar in your retirement accounts. So today I want to break down exactly how to calculate your Coast Fire number. And I'm going to use a free tool that I want to share with you. So if you stay to the end of the video, I'll show you how to download your own Coast Fire calculator. And I want to walk through exactly how to use it so you know your Coast Fire number at any age. So what exactly is Coast Fire? Coast Fire is part of the FIRE movement. And the FIRE movement is actually an acronym, and it stands for Financially Independent, Retired Early. So the FIRE movement started when people realized you didn't have to work a full 40-year career to retire. Retirement isn't actually an age, it's just a number. Now, getting to financial independence does require typically a couple $1,000,000, and you have to be an aggressive saver of 50 or more percent of your income for at least 15 years or more. But Coast Fire means that you have enough saved today that by the time you want to retire, your investments will automatically grow to that FIRE number. But you don't need millions in the bank. You need a whole lot less. And if your investments are on track to grow to be enough by retirement, you're essentially coasting. You don't have to invest anymore. So let's say you're age 35 and you want to save up about $2 million for retirement at age 65. All you need is around $175,000 invested today, and that will grow if you get average stock market returns to about $2 million by the time you want to retire. That means you're done investing if you want to. You can be completely done putting money in your retirement accounts, in any brokerage accounts, and you can just coast the rest of the way to retirement. All right, to calculate your Coast Fire number, there are 5 key elements that you need to know. So number 1 is your current age. Number 2 is your desired retirement age. When do you want to retire? How old are you going to be? So that traditional retirement age is a little bit earlier. You need to know that number. Then you need to know the total of all of your investment account balances, meaning between your 401k and your Roth IRA and a brokerage account and anything that is invested in the market, you need to count that as part of your totals. That's your current investment balances. Then you need to know your expected rate of return on those investments. Are you invested in something like an S&P 500 index fund and has averaged 10% a year for the last 100 years? Or are you in a more balanced fund and you expect 7 to 8%? You need to know what your expected return is going to be on your investments for the next 20, 30 years or so until you get to retirement. And then finally, you need to know your FIRE number. How much money do you need to be financially independent? Now, there's a simple rule of thumb on that, and I'll dive into that when I share the calculator with you. But those are really the 5 things you need to know before you can figure out if you are Coast Fire or not. All right, and I promised I'd share a free tool with you. Here is my Coast Fire calculator, and this is the tool you can use to figure out exact Coast Fire number at any age. So if you want to grab a copy of this, by the way, just click the link below. You can join the Freedom Investing Club, and I'll give you access to this calculator as well as my mini course on the 10 steps to financial freedom. And you even can get a free consultation call with me. So just click the link below, join, and you can get access to this tool. But basically what this does is it takes your current age, it takes your desired retirement age and how much money you have invested, your expected rate of return, all of that. And it tells you, are you Coast Fire today or not? And then when can you actually get there? So let's just do an example. So let's say you are 32 years old and you want to retire at age 60. So you're still retiring a little bit early. You've been investing diligently, you've been getting your 401k match, things like that. And you've got about $125,000 invested between all of your accounts. Now, let's say currently you're investing $750 a month, and let's say you're invested in like a balanced target date fund, something like that, and you expect about 8% per year in returns. Now, this is where you need to figure out how much money you need to retire. I like to break it down by your monthly budget. What is your monthly budget actually going to be in retirement? Now, I have an entire video where I break down everything you need to know about calculating your retirement number. So I'll put a link up here and there will be a link in the description below so you can watch that video. But the idea is to envision your retirement. What money are you going to spend? Are you going to have a mortgage? Are the kids going to be still living at home? Are you going to buy an RV? Like, what are those expenses that are going to be in retirement? And then you literally create a monthly budget, and then you can inflation adjust it and go, okay, I need about this much in the future. So in this example budget, you need about $10,000 a month in the future. And that turns your FIRE number to $3 million. It's based on the rule of 300, meaning 300 times your monthly expenses is how much you need to be financially independent. Now, the retirement year is just for display here, but basically if you change the age you want to retire from 60 to age 55, for example, it'll make adjustments here. It'll tell you how long until you retire, all that. So again, at age 60, if you're 32 with 125,000 saved at an 8% return, it says you're not going to hit Coast Fire. In fact, you won't get there at all unless you start investing a little bit more or you adjust one of these variables. Maybe you retire a little bit later. Maybe you put it in more aggressive index funds to get a better return. You can play with these things. But in this example, as you can see here, if you scroll down, the green line is your current investments. You said you need $3 million to retire by age 60. But by the time you get to 60, based on these projections, you're really going to be about $2 million. And you need to be up here closer to $3 million. So how do we fix that? So number one is maybe you need to up your monthly investments. So maybe instead of $750 a month, you can invest $1,000 a month. And as you can see, nope, you're still not going to get there. Now, maybe you just put everything into something like a total stock market index fund instead of a target date fund, and you expect 10% returns. Now, you can see that massively changes the numbers, and your investments will grow much quicker and compound a lot larger over time. So now what it's saying is, hey, if you had $197,362 today, and you get that 10% return until age 60, you would be Coast Fire. You'd be done. But as of today, you don't have that. But what it is saying is, hey, your $1,000 a month investment will get you to Coast Fire. And here's when it's going to happen in April of 2035. So about 10 years from now, you'll hit that. And if you scroll down, you'll see that's when this green line, your current investment trajectory, and the orange line, your Coast Fire, overlap. So you can see, the numbers, again, this very close, but basically at about the 10-year mark from age 32, around 42 is when you hit that crossover. So now if you stop investing at this point, you stop investing at age 42, your investments should follow this orange line. And this orange line, as you can see, is going to get you all the way to $3 million by age 60. Now, if you continue to invest at that $1,000 per month, you're going to have far more, right? Closer to $4 million by age 60. So this is how the calculator breaks things down. You basically take your current age, when you want to retire, how much you currently have invested, and then what you're investing per month, your expected rate of return, and what retirement looks like. Here's another example. So let's say maybe you still can only invest $750 a month, and you're still only expecting 8% returns, but you go, you know what? I'm not going to have a mortgage. I'll have property taxes and insurance, but it's just going to be my spouse and I. The kids are all going to be moved out, and we're going to have fairly low expenses. And maybe we only need about $7,000 per month. You go through this exercise, you're like, even in the future, adjusted for inflation, I only need $7,000 per month. So to be financially independent, really only need $2.1 million, not $3 million. You can see those monthly adjustments, every dollar less you need in retirement per month is $300 less you need to save. Right? So again, this is all based on the 4% rule. And I have other videos on the 4% rule and how it's changed. I'll link that up here as well. But this is just sort of the rough math. Now, once you plugged in these numbers, you can see, okay, if I only need 2.1 million, I still need to get better returns because look, my lines are not going to cross over. I'll be a lot closer, right? I'll be at around 2 million, but I mean, I'll be pretty dang close here, but maybe I need to invest a little more, or maybe I need something that's a little more aggressive and I expect 8.5% returns, right? You could see, oh, okay, in about 19 years from now, I'll hit that Coast Fire number. So hopefully this calculator is helpful in breaking down exactly what you need to do to calculate exactly how much you need to get to Coast Fire to make sure you have enough money by retirement. Now, I want to talk for a second about what will you do as soon as you hit that Coast Fire number. So once you actually hit Coast Fire, what it means is you can stop investing for retirement. You can just stop putting money into the 401k, the Roth IRA, things like that. Now, I know a bunch of you go, nope, I've automated it for so long, I'm not going to stop doing that. And you don't have to. But what I am saying is you've done the heavy lifting. You've built a financial foundation and your money will grow to be enough. Now, if you continue investing, say you like your job and you don't mind, then you just continue investing. You're just going to retire earlier than your goal. That's all. That's all that's going to happen. But if you're in a job you hate, if you feel like you're stuck in life, if you need a massive pivot, Coast Fire unlocks that. What I did when I hit Coast Fire is I stopped investing. I actually quit my job and we sold the house and took that home equity and traveled around the country in an RV with my 3 kids. I was in a high stress sales job. I was traveling all the time. I needed a major pivot. I needed to buy back some time with my family, and Coast Fire unlocked that for me. I know other people that have stepped down to work part-time or to take a less stressful job because they don't want to work the high stress job if they don't need to be investing, 40% of their income? Nope, they've hit the goal. Hey, I'm going to step back. I know another person started a business and quit his job. I know one guy that just bought a hot tub because that was like his big, he's like, you know what? I've hit a major financial milestone. I've been wanting this hot tub forever. So you can do with it what you will, but the idea is you took care of your future self already, and your investments, if invested correctly, will grow to be enough by retirement. So now you can just live life. That's why I love Coastfire. Now, again, if you want a copy of this calculator, it's going to be right here inside the Freedom Investing Club, which is my private community, where it's a bunch of like-minded people that also want to hit Coastfire and financial independence. And we're going to break all that stuff down, and we're going to do case studies. I'll dive in here. I'll answer any questions you have, but you can jump in, and you're going to get access to not only this classroom up here, where you get the Coastfire calculator and a video breaking it down, how to use it. You also get access to the 10 steps to financial freedom. And I also have this investing order for high earners, and there's a free downloadable PDF checklist with that as well. And then you'll get a free consultation call with Well. So if you take some of these things you learn, you want to start implementing those things, you can hop on my calendar and we can chat about it as well. Now, you know exactly how to calculate your Coastfire number, but you might be thinking, Jake, does Coastfire actually work? What can you do with this? Is it reality, or am I going to fall behind? Well, I made an entire video updating my journey with Coastfire that I hit 7 years ago, and I made a 7-year update breaking everything down right here.